Hey there, English Toolbox listeners. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, I'm Martin, and I'm so happy you've decided to spend some time with us today.
And I am Julia, your language guide and Martin's co host in all things English. Take a deep breath with us. Settle in with your favorite warm drink.
Because today we're doing something a little different. We're going to slow things down.
That's right. This isn't a race. We're here to help you practice a special skill we call slow listening.
Slow listening is about giving yourself the space to really hear every word, every phrase, and every story. It's not about catching everything immediately. It's about letting the language wash over you, building your understanding with patience so you can really hear the rhythm of a conversation.
By slowing down, you'll find it easier to remember new vocabulary, understand complex ideas, and ultimately, speak more confidently yourself. You'll be able to build a stronger foundation for your English, piece by piece, without feeling rushed.
And today we're going to practice this skill by exploring a truly important and challenging profession. We're taking a deep dive into the daily life of a city policeman.
It's a fascinating topic, full of courage and daily challenges. We'll follow a policeman's routine from the very beginning of their shift, often before the sun is even up, all the way until they sign off for the day.
And here's the real benefit for you, our fantastic audience. This isn't just a story about a policeman's day. This is a great lesson in everyday English words and phrases, helping you talk about work, responsibility, and surprising moments. You'll discover how to naturally talk about starting a tough day, like how to say you hit the ground running. We'll explore quick actions like checking your gear and important movements like responding to a call.
You'll even learn how to describe unexpected situations with real, informal terms. By the end of this episode, you won't just know what a policeman does all day. You'll know how to talk about it with confidence and skill, armed with all the interesting words and common idioms that native speakers use. Stay tuned because this is going to be incredibly useful.
Exactly. You'll hear authentic conversational patterns, perfect for boosting your fluency. And you'll gain practical, useful strategies for staying calm under pressure and understanding the fast pace of city life. These aren't just language lessons, they're life insights into a challenging and important job.
And speaking of making it real, we've brought in an amazing guest today who is living that brave city life right now. Someone who truly understands what it means to protect and serve. Let's give a huge English toolbox. Welcome to our wonderful guest, Tom.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom, and I'm so excited to share my world with you all today. Being a policeman in a big city is never boring, and I'm happy to give you a peek into how I try to keep it all together and make a positive difference every day. It's definitely a job that keeps you on your toes.
Amazing to have you, Tom. Your stories and insights are going to be incredibly valuable. So let's kick things off with the morning. This is arguably the most crucial period, the base that sets the mood for the entire shift. Tom, what does your typical morning look like when you're on duty, from the moment your alarm sounds?
All right. So my alarm usually goes off at 5 a.m., sometimes even earlier depending on the shift. I don't really use the snooze button. You learn to get up with the first ring in this job. Once I'm out of bed, I head straight for the coffee maker. That's my first line of defense against a sleepy start. I try to hit the ground running most days because you never know what the day will bring.
Hit the ground running. I love that. It perfectly captures that feeling of starting quickly and being ready immediately. It sounds like you have to be ready for anything right from the start of your day.
Absolutely. There's no time to waste. After that, I usually make myself a quick breakfast, something easy like toast and eggs, and always more coffee. While I'm eating, I quickly check the news headlines on my phone to see if anything big happened overnight in the city that might affect my shift. It's important to be aware of the pulse of the city.
Smart move, Tom. That's a truly proactive and careful start to the day. Keeping up with what's happening immediately gives you an edge. Do you ever have a moment to yourself before you step out the door? Or is it always go, go, go?
Oh, completely. It helps set a clear mindset for the day. After breakfast, what's next on your morning plan before you head to the station? Are we talking about getting into that uniform, getting physically and mentally prepared for the demands of the city streets?
After breakfast, it's straight to getting ready. That means a quick shower. Nothing too long. You want to be alert, not sleepy. Then brushing my teeth and getting into uniform. I make sure everything is in its place, my badge, my radio, my utility belt. It's important that everything feels right. I also mentally go over my tasks for the day, if I have any specific ones, and remind myself to stay calm and sharp.
Getting ready physically and mentally for the demands of the day. It sounds like a strong routine that puts readiness first. So, after you're all set, is it straight to the precinct? Or do you have any pre shift habits you do before heading out the door?
Pretty much. Once I'm ready, I usually leave my apartment around 6 a.m. I drive to the precinct, which takes about 20 minutes. It's a good time to mentally prepare, maybe listen to a podcast, or just clear my head before I get to work. Once I'm there, I check in with the desk sergeant and then head to the briefing room. We have a daily briefing where we get updates on crime, any important notices, and our patrol assignments. It's where we get our marching orders.
Get our marching orders. That's a great, informal phrase for getting your instructions. It suggests a clear direction and responsibility. It sounds like a very focused start to the day.
All right, morning done. And a very efficient and serious one at that. Now, let's move into the main part of the day, the afternoon shift. This is where things can get unpredictable. How do you deal with the unexpected, Tom, and stay focused during a busy shift on the streets? It must be a real test of patience and quick thinking.
The afternoon shift can be anything, Martin. You really have to be flexible and ready for anything. My strategy involves a few key things. First, during my patrol, I always try to grab lunch when there's a quiet moment, maybe at a small diner. I try to make it something easy to eat and balanced, so I don't feel slow later. You need to stay sharp.
Stay sharp. That's a brilliant, informal phrase for remaining alert and focused. It's like keeping your senses ready. We can all relate to needing to stay sharp at work.
Exactly. It's crucial. Then, during my breaks, I don't just sit in the patrol car. I try to take a short walk if possible, or just stretch my legs and look around. It really helps to clear my mind and stay aware of my surroundings. Sometimes I'll chat with people on the street. Connecting with the community is a big part of the job.
That's fantastic. Those small breaks are absolutely crucial to keep your energy levels and concentration up throughout the day. It's not about just sitting there, but actively resetting, right? And when you're on patrol, how do you keep that strong focus? It must be so easy to get distracted with everything going on around you in a big city.
When I'm on patrol, I make sure to be constantly observant. I'm always looking at the details around me, scanning the environment for anything out of place. It's a skill you develop over time. If I get a call, I try to stay calm and follow procedure. Every situation is different, but having a clear plan helps. I stay in constant communication with dispatch and my partners. It really helps to keep things clear and safe.
Constantly observant and scanning the environment. Those are excellent phrases for being alert and watchful. It sounds like you're always analyzing what's happening around you. It's like a superpower for your job.
Brilliant. Being observant and having clear procedures are the absolute key to a productive and safe afternoon, not just for police, but for anyone in a public facing role. Now let's change focus to the evening. The shift is winding down. Perhaps some important cases are handled. How do you prepare to finish your shift, Tom, and easily move from the active police work to your personal time and rest?
So once my shift is nearing its end and I've handled my main tasks for the day, I make a clear effort to transition out of work mode. It's a mental change. Sometimes I'll finish up paperwork at the precinct, or if it was a particularly busy day, I might debrief with a partner, just talk about what happened. It's important for me to physically leave the station and mentally switch gears.
Transition out of work mode is a great way to describe mentally shifting from work to relaxation. It means a clear effort to change your mindset, which is important for stopping stress and work pressure from building up and affecting your personal life. It's a very healthy limit.
That's so important. Giving your brain a break and letting it relax after a long day of demanding situations. What about dinner, Tom? Do you cook? Order in? What's the usual plan for an evening meal? I imagine it varies a lot depending on your shift.
It really depends on the day and how busy I was. Sometimes I'll cook a proper meal when I get home. I try to do that a few times a week, especially if I have time. Other nights, if I've had a really challenging shift, it's a quick sandwich, leftovers, or even ordering takeout. The goal is always to have a good meal, even if it's simple. You need to recharge your energy after a day on the street.
Recharge your energy. That's a perfect phrase for getting your strength back. It's something everyone needs after a hard day.
Exactly. You feel tired after dinner. If there's anything urgent, I'll deal with it. But mostly I try to do something relaxing. I might watch a show on TV, call my family, or just chat with my partner. It's important to have that social connection and relax before doing anything else. Connecting with people is just as important as the job itself, I think, for overall well being.
I completely agree that social relaxation is vital. It's not just about what you do in the evening, but also what you don't do. Avoiding work related tasks and truly disconnecting. And finally, the night routine. Tom, how do you prepare for bed, making sure you get good sleep after a busy city shift? Because sleep is something people in demanding jobs often, unfortunately, miss, and it's so important for your focus the next day.
By about 9:30 or 10 p.m., I start my wind down routine. This is something I absolutely must do for me. The first thing I do is turn off my TV and put my phone away from my bed. No late night news or social media for me. Laughs. It's so tempting to just keep looking, but I know it seriously hurts my sleep quality. It's a limit I have to keep.
That's discipline, Tom, and it's excellent advice. Reducing screen time before bed really tells your brain that it's time to rest. So, it's a clear physical effort to prepare for sleep, not just hoping to fall asleep quickly.
Exactly. Then I'll take a warm shower to relax my muscles and calm my mind. After that, I usually read a physical book for about 20 minutes. It's so much better for my eyes and helps me feel sleepy compared to a screen. Screens just keep your brain too active and busy right before bed. A good old fashioned book is far more calming.
Reading a physical book, a classic and incredibly good way to prepare for sleep. It's almost a forgotten habit for some, but clearly its benefits for relaxation are clear.
Definitely. Before I get into bed, I also quickly make a mental list of anything important for the next day. It's a small step, but it helps clear my mind of any lasting worries so I can fall asleep peacefully without my mind racing about what I need to do tomorrow. It's like clearing the mental desk for the night. Then it's lights out and hopefully a good night's sleep. I usually go to bed around 10:30 or 11 p.m.
That's so helpful. Getting those thoughts organized helps prevent that racing mind feeling when you're trying to sleep. It allows your brain to officially clock out for the day, knowing everything important is noted down. Excellent advice for anyone, really, not just police officers with demanding jobs.
What a thorough, realistic, and incredibly helpful routine, Tom. From getting up with the first ring to making that mental list, you've shown us a fantastic example of a productive, balanced, and steady day in a challenging job. It sounds tough, but absolutely manageable, and you've clearly found a system that works for you. Thank you so much for sharing all these personal details and practical ideas with us.
My pleasure. Happy to help, and thanks so much for having me. It was great talking about something so central to a police officer's daily life.
And now for our favorite part, the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for Julia's language lab. Julia, hit us with those language points from Tom's helpful routine. Every phrase we discussed today is something you can immediately use in your own English conversations.
Thanks, Martin. Tom used some excellent, very natural phrases today, super useful for talking about work, responsibility, and daily life. Ready to break down 5 of them, and then throw in a bonus grammar tip that will make your English even smoother.
Absolutely. Lay them on us. What's first, and why should our listeners pay extra attention to it? Is it one of those phrases that sounds simple but is actually quite telling?
Okay, number 1. A great way to talk about starting strong. Hit the ground running.
Oh, that sounds like being ready for action right away.
Exactly. It means to start an activity very quickly and actively, without needing any warm-up time. Tom said, I try to hit the ground running most days, because you never know what the day will bring.
So, after the meeting, we need to hit the ground running on this new project. Perfect. It shows immediate readiness.
Next up, a useful phrase for staying informed. Aware of the pulse of the city.
That sounds like knowing what's going on, the general mood.
Precisely. It means to be generally informed about the overall feeling, activity, or situation in a place. Tom mentioned, it's important to be aware of the pulse of the city.
So, as a journalist, you need to be aware of the pulse of the nation. It's about understanding the current state of things.
Moving on to our third phrase, get our marching orders.
Is that about getting instructions or directions?
You got it. It's an informal way to say you receive clear instructions or commands about what you need to do. Tom used it when he said, "It's where we get our marching orders."
So, the team is just waiting to get their marching orders before they start the task. It shows a clear chain of command.
For our fourth one, very important for a challenging job. Stay sharp.
That sounds like staying alert and focused.
It is. It means to remain alert, intelligent, and quick thinking. Tom said, "You need to stay sharp."
I definitely need to stay sharp when I'm doing a complex puzzle. It's about mental readiness.
And finally, a great way to describe talking about experiences. Debrief with a partner.
That sounds like discussing what happened, maybe after a difficult event.
Exactly. It means to talk with someone, usually a colleague, about a recent event, mission, or experience, often to analyze it or share feelings. Tom explained, "I might debrief with a partner. Just talk about what happened."
So, after the big presentation, we need to debrief with the team to see what went well and what didn't. It's a formal sounding word, but used in a very understandable context here.
And for our quick bonus grammar tip, Tom said, "I make sure everything is in its place." The phrase "in its place" simply means that something is where it should be, tidy and organized. It's often used to talk about order or correctness.
So, after cleaning, all the books were in their place. Very clear. Thanks, Julia, for breaking those down so clearly and adding that extra grammar insight. These phrases really add a lot of naturalness and fluency to conversations about daily life, making our listeners sound much more genuine.
My pleasure, Martin. It's all about helping our listeners not just understand English, but sound more like native speakers, using these common, everyday expressions.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the daily routine of a city policeman. We hope Tom's incredible ideas have given you some great English words, fantastic phrases, and practical tips for understanding a challenging job. There's truly something for everyone here. Insights that can be applied to any demanding life.
Absolutely. Remember, every little step you take in managing your day, from how you prepare for work to how you relax, can lead to big changes in your focus, your stress levels, and your overall well-being. It's about building good habits, one day at a time, that grow over time.
And before we sign off, a quick call to action. If you found this episode helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to Your English Toolbox so you don't miss any future episodes packed with practical English and life tips, and please share this episode with a friend or family member who might benefit from these insights and English phrases. Also, tell us in the comments below, what's one unexpected moment from your day that you had to stay sharp for? We'd love to hear from you and learn about your experiences.
Thanks again for having me, Martin and Julia. It was so much fun sharing my police life with all of you. Bye, everyone.
Keep practicing your English. Listen to these phrases again. Try using them in your own conversations tomorrow. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become. See you next time.
Take care, everyone. Stay productive, stay curious.